What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here's JamiroFan 2000 with another episode of JamiroFan Talks About. For the uninitiated in this series, this has been my recurring discussion series here on my channel, looking at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai, and they're now over 30 years of musical making. And this episode is going to be looking at a very interesting musician from within the online Jamily from futures past. But let me give you a little bit of context. A YouTube channel under the Jamiroquai search term on YouTube uploaded a very interesting video on their channel of purported symphonized actual instrumental demos that apparently were purported to be from the synchronized album eras after, of course, Stuart Zender's departure from the band. But these turned out to be recordings from actually a musician from the early days of the online Jamily. And like I said, I'll give you a little bit of context. But it was an artist by the name of GGFHZ, otherwise known as High Times to the online Jamily. That fine individual was a very talented musician who, in the online Jamily between, I would say, the tail end of the 2000s into the 2010s, on social media shared a lot of his original recordings, which in discussion of being shared was trying to be purported as being leftover recordings from Toby Smith during his time in Jamiroquai before he ultimately later on around 2005, 2006 left the band to pursue production and music production with other artists. But it turned out that those recordings of music that he had put up were original funk recordings, and very, very talented musician, like I said, this gentleman was. And it just so happens that High Times did some covers of those two stray fragments of the symphonized demos from the late 90s between 1998 and 1999 that was left over from synchronized. And I can't remember, but I remember being on the online Jamily at that time, and I don't remember if there were any discussions about the legitimacy of these recordings of music. But he did put up several examples of some of his funk music, and a lot of that music that High Times produced, or should I say GGFHZ, was inspired by the music of Jamiroquai. And after this video went up on YouTube, I was like, oh, that reminds me of this one musician member of the Jamily back in the 2000s who shared a lot of original music that was inspired by Jamiroquai, which a fragment of that happened to be the symphonized demos. So this YouTube channel in question that uploaded this video originally had this title saying that it was actual recording of symphonized demos, but then they ended up editing their description of that video to let it know that it was not actually demos that they had recorded on audio cassette. But was some of these recordings from this member of the Jamily by the name of High Times that recorded a lot of Jamiroquai inspired music during his time online, and it just so happens that some of that stuff was, of course, symphonized demos. So I thought I'd give a little bit of context on this story, because a lot of people can get easily confused by people online who say, "Oh, I found some unreleased Jamiroquai," and it turns out to be their own original music, but it just had a very heavy Jamiroquai influence. But like I said, that video is available on YouTube if you want to check out this High Times' rendition of these symphonized demos from 1998 and 1999. It's a small snippet. I'll be sure to put a link to that video that this episode of the JamiroFan Talks About is all about down in the description area of this video. JamiroFan Talks About down below in the description area. Be sure to check out that video, and I'll be sure to put up a few other recordings of his funk music. Are very sparsely available on YouTube, so I'll put up a few more videos down below in the description area of some more examples of High Times music. But I thought it was necessary to record an episode of JamiroFan Talks About to look at this very interesting video and a very good history of the early day, I should say, of some very talented musicians of the online Jamily who took inspiration from Jamiroquai and made it their own and created some amazing music in the process. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. I hope you enjoyed this episode of JamiroFan Talks About. If you'd like to support this channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to ding the bell on your YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest new content coming from the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. I'll be sure to try to bring you as much news as I can as it becomes available when I'm privy to it here online. But as always, this is JamiroFan 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with more Jamiroquai related videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye-bye, everybody, and take care.